Our next speaker is a person by the name of Eddie Gutierrez. Eddie is from Long Beach, California, and he came to Cal Poly in the fall of 2015. He will be graduating from Cal Poly this spring with his degree in mechanical engineering. I'm not done yet, Eddie. Hold on. Eddie came to Cal Poly as a Eddie has a fascinating story, which I love, and sometimes I feel like he laughs at it. I think it's beautiful. Eddie came to Cal Poly as a biomedical engineering major, and then he switched to biology. Then he switched back to biomedical engineering, and then back to biology, and landed on mechanical engineering. And I absolutely love that for a lot of reasons. Probably the reason I love it the most is because Eddie has been a part of Front. This is Eddie's 7th year being involved with Front Porch. And for the past 5 years, Eddie has lived immediately adjacent to Front Porch. And not all of you might know this, but we also own some apartments that are right there called Casa Veranda, and Eddie has lived in Casa Veranda for the past 5 years, and so he has been a neighbor to Front Porch. My parking spot at Front Porch is right underneath his room, and so there'll be times when I'm coming out and I'll see Eddie up in his window, and he'll just wave at me, and I just get to see Eddie all the time, and I've seen him a lot over the course the past 5 years or so, and I don't want him to ever leave. So Eddie, I love you, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So if you'll help me in welcoming Eddie Gutierrez.
Hey guys, well, unfortunately I don't really know much about baseball, so I can't really speak to that as much as I think I'd like to start off by just saying thank you to everyone here, and especially Joel, Don, and everyone else who has put this together and just made Front Porch a thing, and asking me to come up here and express my story to Front Porch. Having been here for so long, and been a part of Front Porch for so long, I can't even begin to tell you guys, how hard it was for me to try to express all of it into a 5-minute speech without a rubric, I'll hit every point on there. I'll make sure I don't lose a single point. For those that know me, know me. But here's a part of my story that I appreciate you guys all being able to listen to. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eddie Gutierrez. I'm a current 8th-year student. That's right, 8th-year student. Here at Cal Poly. I'll come back to the brief whys and hows about how that all happened later. My first time going to Front Porch was pretty wild. During my 2nd year at Poly, my friend Shalissa Rodriguez, she's somewhere over there. She's over there standing. Suggested I come check out this place with her that had the best vibes. So as a fan of vibes, I tagged along. From the moment I walked in, I instantly fell in love with how welcoming, inviting, and safe Front Porch felt. I slowly but surely began coming more and more until Front Porch became my go-to spot for studying, hanging, eating, socializing, relaxing, and pretty much anything else people usually associate things with, like Jasmine said in the video. I wanted to do everything I could to immerse myself in this special community. I started taking up a ton of volunteer shifts, went to every Front Porch event, and began going to Saturday night worship gatherings. Halfway through my 2nd year, I got lucky enough to land a spot in my current home, one of the town homes directly behind Front Porch, and was beyond thrilled to know that I was going to be so close to Front Porch and that I can literally see it from my bedroom window every day. Especially during COVID, it was amazing being able to have the window open and then see that Front Porch was still there, and see Joel and Don and everybody just go to Front Porch on the daily basis. It made it feel like it never really left. Because of Front Porch, I met my core group of friends, was able to form a family with the most amazing people, learn how to form a more personal relationship with God, And before I even realized it, all of this made it so slow could be a place that I could finally begin to call home. During some of my initial quarters volunteering near Front Porch, I loved signing myself up for opening shifts at 7 a.m. Monday through Thursday because why not, Being able to get up early and begin the day in an environment that was so comforting made every day feel great. It's really funny because there were a ton of times where I would come to open Front Porch and notice that the key was missing and I'd freak out. It only took a few mini panic attacks to realize that the reason behind the keys missing was similar to what Jasmine and Brandon were talking about, and because there's like this guy named Dan who I only knew that as the guy who would close the night before and would sleep through putting the key back, but would later end up becoming one of my best friends. He would be up all night with all the other Emmys, with just doing homework, studying for exams, playing all-nighters, and would eventually knock out on the couch downstairs. Because of that, I got in a questionably bad habit of calling Ryan Jocelyn, who worked at Front Porch at the time in the video, at like 6:45 in the morning, every morning, to come downstairs, nudge Dan awake, and unlock the door for me. And all the other eager, coffee-loving college students that were right behind me, just trying to get some of that coffee, I think at one point, my call just became kind of like an alarm to Ryan that he got used to because the phone wouldn't even be done ringing yet. And he'd already be walking down the stairs in his PJs, heading straight for the couch where Dan was always at. As I got closer to my last year, or at least what I thought was my last year at the time, and I would head home, or begin to head home for the summers, I look back at my house and Front Porch, and I just could imagine all the good memories, but would always be a little sad about how those were just memories, or like would just become memories. When I finished my undergraduate degree. But after 5 more years of doing that over and over and over and over and over again, I started to realize that, one, I wasn't ever going to graduate from college. Two, even when I'm not in SLO, I never really felt like I was leaving the community that Front Porch has built for me. I'm always talking to or hanging out with someone I have met at Front Porch. And because I formed a more personal relationship with God through worship gatherings and by listening to the stories and experiences of those around me in the community, it truly feels like Front Porch is always with me and it's always going to be a piece that I take with me in every aspect of my life. Switching majors in the last quarter of my 4th year from biology to mechanical engineering was not an easy decision for me to make at all. But hearing about Dan's and Jasmine and Brandon and everybody else that was an ME major and just dying in the upstairs room of Front Porch made me realize, despite how that sounds, that it seems like the type of career, type of environment, type of people that I'd love to surround myself with and work with. And thanks to them and knowing that Front Porch was always going to be around no matter how many times I switched my major, I decided to make the switch and have not regretted it ever since. I am forever grateful for all the memories and all the people that God has blessed me with while being here. From stepping into Front Porch for the first time, seeing Dan sleeping on the couch, to even being lucky enough to see Joel in his disco boy costume for Halloween 2 years ago. I was going to put it up on the screen. Being a first-generation college student, in which my parents didn't even make it past elementary school, I was worried of leaving Long Beach to pursue a higher education in an environment that was completely foreign to me. But I can't even begin to express how much I am glad I made that decision. To Don, Joel, and everyone else that helps make Front Porch what it is today, thank you so much for being so genuinely kind and caring and just so welcoming to everyone that comes into your space. As I wrap up these next 2 quarters at Cal Poly, rather than being sad about leaving, I become eager to come and see everyone again. Because, I mean, how blessed am I to have so many things in my life that make it so hard to say goodbye to this place. The past few years here have been the most amazing years of my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you so much.